I met Professor Drucker last semester. Since I can remember, I've always struggled with math. And this wasn't just a regular struggle, this was like a legit struggle with math.
As you see x getting closer and closer to 0, it's going to be going off to infinity. And the closer it gets to 0, the faster that's changing, so you can't use the same delta value.
The prior semester, I was in a math class, and I went to class regularly. I went and got a tutor, and I still had only got a C in the class. In my mind, I had always thought that this is math, I struggle with this, and it gave me a mental block in a sense.
For a lot of the non-traditional students, it takes a different kind of support maybe than what you'd be giving your ordinary students.
I approached him, I let him know that I'm probably going to be the one in the class that asks 10,000 questions. And he was like, that's perfectly fine. I understand that you've been out of school for a while and that you struggle with math, and I'm okay with that.
If you're not patient, you shouldn't be in the teaching business, period. And I think that, again, the non-traditional students tend to appreciate the patience a little bit more.
The week before midterms, my car had broken down and I needed to go to work. And I let him know that not only am I a non-traditional student, but I also commute. And he didn't ask any questions. He explained what I missed, and he allowed me to take my midterm with no points deducted or anything like that. There was one Sunday he came in during a Packer game and went to the whiteboard and explained everything to me. And so I felt like he needed to be nominated. Somebody needs to know professors like him that help non-traditional students.
Having families, having jobs, where you ask yourself, how is it possible for them to find the time to work on these assignments? And so trying to make up for that by saying, whenever you'd like to come in, we can go over some of that.
Okay.
Theater arts. All my colleagues share exactly the same attitude that I have. I was a little surprised that I happened to be the one who was selected, and it was kind of nestic to do the nomination.
His compassion is what made things better. It didn't matter that I was probably one of the oldest people in the class or anything like that. He helped.
I'd like the students to feel that faculty members are human beings. And the net result is, when they have you in a classroom, they're able to associate things other than just a list of formulas or upcoming exams with what you have to say. The moments of teaching that make you feel that it's all worthwhile aren't the ones where you have a brilliant student who's doing all right, and he'd do all right even if you weren't helping the student. It's those students who are working as hard as they can, and you've explained it once, and you can see it hasn't sunk in, and the second or third time around, you see the light in their eyes that says, okay, they've caught on.
I went to his office weeks at a time, for hours at a time, and he sat down and he actually went through it step by step. For me to graduate is exciting. I passed with a B. I've never gotten a B in a college math course ever, and I was super excited about that.